coming to you live to do this free business coaching session. So you can ask me anything. I have already received some questions inside of the Facebook group and in my DMs. This is an opportunity to ask me anything. And it's a beautiful sunny day in Melbourne. And yesterday was Melbourne Cup Day, which is a big horse race that happens in Melbourne and the entire nation stops to watch it. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of fun. And I had a lovely barbecue. We had a whole bunch of friends over and I had too many champagnes. So, but it was fun. It was really, really fun. It was an awesome day. So I'm excited. It was deliberate that I created this training, this kind of business coaching Facebook Live for today. So, because I kind of knew I wouldn't have as much time to prepare for a training like I typically do. So if you have any questions for me at all, drop them in the comments, but I will start by answering the questions that I already have here. I received a question inside of the Facebook group, so I'll start with that one from the lovely Susie, who I haven't yet met. So lovely to virtually meet you, Susie. And this is a great question. She said, I have been a life coach, or I have been life coaching, and I just became certified in business coaching as well. Congratulations. That is awesome. Super excited for you. And I want to make sure that I can do a good job. This is her question. My question would be to you, how do I know what I need to know if I have gotten my certifications and now I have to know the who, what, where, when, and why? So much to learn. Excellent question, Susie. Thank you for sharing this. And again, congratulations on expanding your skills from life coaching to business coaching. That is super, super exciting. And lovely. It is really natural to feel a bit kind of like overwhelmed when starting something new. But the fact that you're asking this question shows how dedicated you are, right? And how much you care about being a great coach and helping clients. So here are my thoughts, right? Here's what I've been thinking, because I thought about this before I came on here. Consider niching. Right? So business is a broad area, as is life coaching, right? Business coaching, life coaching, they are really, really broad areas, right, to coach on. So really consider niching into something that feels like a natural strength for you, or a gift that you have. It could be something around leadership if you've got a background in leadership, or it could be sales, or it could be something else that you're really good at, that you're just naturally good at from a previous life, from your corporate career, or whatever your background might be, right? And something that you feel really passionately about. Now, if you've been a life coach, then obviously, you help people with mindset and so on. So maybe your niche could be helping entrepreneurs with their mindset primarily, yeah? And gradually, as you start working with clients, you will start expanding to help them with other things, right? Because you will start gaining skills yourself. Now, if you've had a life coaching business, then you have got business experience, right? So I wouldn't kind of just be focused on the fact that you have the certifications, but really kind of lean into, well, what skills, what gifts do you naturally have, and offer those as well, right? And ask questions. Ask questions of past clients, current clients. If you have like an audience, your Facebook group, your friends, just ask questions and you will soon kind of start figuring out the answers to the who, what, where, when, and all those kinds of things, right? And you can tailor your approach specifically based on the answers that you get. So, and trust, right? Trust that the answers will come as well, because intuitively we know, right? We know the answers. And like I said, especially if you've been in business before, then that's, you're going to have a lot of the answers from that. The certification is just like the icing on the cake. That's the bonus. Yeah. And connect with other business coaches too, network with other coaches. We can often learn from other coaches as well. And, if you have a coach yourself, they could be an incredibly good resource for you as well, for you to lean on, to get support from. And don't be afraid to try. You don't have to marry a particular niche or, create one offer and always offer that one thing. Yeah. So you can start off in, what feels reasonably simple and comfortable for you, and then you can expand from there as well. And the answers will come. Trust, believe it will happen. I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this, or, even if you're watching the replay, let me know if that was helpful and if I missed anything. And I'd be happy to come back and answer that for you. All right. So I don't seem to have any live questions, so I will continue with the questions that I received in my DMs as well. Now, someone asked me, why do I need a high ticket offer? Isn't low ticket easier to sell, especially when you're starting out? And how do I identify the right high ticket offer for my coaching business? Again, great question. And I talk about this all the time, but I think you're quite new to my world, and this is a perfect question because it's, it'll be helpful, right, for other people as well. Here's what I believe. A high ticket offer allows you to work with fewer clients while still kind of bringing in a higher income. Yeah. So meeting your income goals. And it allows you to, reduce the need to sort of have lots of low ticket offers and make low ticket sales, right? Which really needs volume. You need a lot of people in order to make the same amount of income with low ticket. Yeah. So it simplifies things, quite honestly. In my opinion, like selling high ticket is so much easier because you can actually create something really valuable and work with less people and end up achieving your income goals as well. So it ends up being a win-win for everyone because your clients are not, one of hundreds. They are, a select few, and they feel really seen and they feel really supported, and you have the time to support them and see them and really, really deliver a high value service as well. And I personally find high ticket is so much easier because when people are really invested, they show up and they do the work as well, right? Whereas low ticket offers sometimes, yeah, sure, it might be easier to sell, but but then where's the impact if people aren't actually doing anything with that low, the product or service that they've purchased? Yeah. Yeah. So that's my belief, right? To choose the right high ticket offer, really start by, similar to what I was suggesting to Susie before, start by really assessing your strengths, right? And what you feel really passionately about and what your target audience, if you've already got an audience, what is it that they really truly want? Yeah. What is it that they really truly want? Look at areas where where your expertise lies and where you can provide exceptional value. High ticket is not about just the price, right? You've really got to deliver a really valuable service. It's not about just putting a high price on something that's not worth it, because you might be able to make one sale that way, but you won't have a, consistent business by doing that. So I'm obviously a fan of keeping things simple as well. So keep it simple by offering a solution that really directly addresses a significant pain point for your ideal clients as well, right? If you solve a high value problem, you can charge a high price point. And again, I've talked about this in other trainings, but typically, money, wealth, money, love, connection, relationships, and health and fitness, wellness, those three areas typically tend to have very high value problems, right? Whether it's, losing weight, or whether it's overcoming, a divorce, or negotiating through that kind of, or finding the love of your life, or whether it's in business and making money or investments or whatever. Those sorts of areas tend to be where people are willing to invest to solve a high value problem. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions on that, and I will keep going. I will move on to the third question that I received, which there's a little bit of a theme actually happening here. I can sort of see there's some overlaps in some of these questions. Question 3 was, I'm overwhelmed with all the marketing. All the marketing strategies that are out there. How do I simplify my marketing efforts? Was the question that I received in the DMs, which is, again, a really good question. Thank you for sending that through. Here's the thing. Overwhelm often arises from trying to do too much, right? Trying to do too many things, perhaps there's a little bit of shiny object syndrome. Perhaps you're listening to lots of gurus who are saying all the things, and you want to do this and that, and you want to be in all the platforms and in all the places, being omnipresent, posting multiple times a day. And of course, that's going to be overwhelming, right? So this is what I recommend. Stick with one platform. I reached $500,000 in a year with one platform and just one offer. Yeah, it can be done. It can be done. Stick to one platform. I love Facebook. I think Facebook is one of the easiest platforms to build a business on. Yeah. But of course, if you prefer Instagram or TikTok or another platform, that's cool. Go with that. Right? Go with what you love the most, but stick with one platform and really focus on mastering it. Develop a really clear content plan as well, right? And a strategy that will feel good, that will align with your goals and also your audience. Yeah. So maybe part of the content plan might be that you do a live training like this each week. Yeah. Maybe your content plan will include a written post every day, just one. It doesn't have to be 5. Yeah. And then sort of take it to the next level and sort of think about, okay, well, what will I write on a Monday? What will I write on a Tuesday? What will I write on a Thursday, Friday, that kind of thing. And the reason to plan this in advance is then it removes the thinking on the day. Yeah. This is not to say you have to stick to this plan 1,000%. You don't. If you feel really inspired to do something new, something different, go for your life. Yeah. Absolutely. Go with your inspired action. But having a plan will remove the overwhelm. Having the plan will remove a lot of the thinking. Yeah. And the thinking is where the overwhelm often comes from rather than the doing. The doing is so much easier than the thinking. What will I do today? That's kind of the worst way to start the day, is to think, what am I going to do today? Yeah, because you could lose a lot of time, and that's when you get caught up in the scrolling and seeing what everybody else is doing and the comparison and all the things that tends to happen, right? And that's where the overwhelm starts. So by simplifying your approach, you can, really kind of simplify your marketing efforts, yeah, and you can be so much more effective and get a lot more done that way as well. So I highly recommend having some sort of a structure like that in place. I have that. Again, like I'm going to repeat it. It doesn't mean you can't change, right? It just means that you know what you're doing. Right? On those days when you don't feel inspired, you've got something to fall back on. Yeah. So that would be my recommendation. Let me know if you have any further questions on that, and I will keep moving on to question number 4. I can see there's a few people watching. Please say hello. And if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. But these are questions I've already received, so I will keep whizzing through them. I've only got a couple more, and then I'm going to be done. If you don't have any more questions, I'll just leave it at that. So question number 4. What's the key to maintaining a consistent income as a coach or consultant? Again, another great question. Now, I have lots of mixed feelings around this desire that so many people have for consistency, and it's going to be different. Hello. I can't see your name, by the way, gorgeous person. So please let me know what your name is. Otherwise, because StreamYard doesn't show me people's names. All right. So consistent income often comes from a combination of 3 things, right? A well-defined niche is super important, right? Because that's your audience. That's what's necessary to build your audience. A great offer is the next thing. And because you want to put this great offer in front of your niche, right? The right people. And a steady stream of leads, which is super important to convert them into sales. Hello, Melanie. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So those are the 3 things that are necessary in order to bring in a consistent consistent income. Now, by focusing on a very, very specific target market, you can offer a much more valuable service, right? Can you just imagine if you didn't have a very specific niche and you would just kind of had, you're talking about all the things to all the people would just stop paying attention, because a lot of people would find it's just not relevant for them, right? So this is the thing. This is such a basic thing, and, but it's often the thing that's overlooked. Yeah. So offering a valuable service and consistently generating leads through kind of organic methods, because that's what I'm all about, organic, you can create really reliable income streams, right? But here's the thing, and this is the disclaimer. Success does not look like a straight line, right? Consistency implies that you make $10,000 every single month. But that's not what business looks like, right? As long as you're trending upwards, you are going to be having months like this, right? So this is what it needs to look like. You'll go up and you'll go down, and you'll go up and you'll go down. But as long as you're trending upwards, your business is being successful, right? And expecting consistency month after month is kind of really setting yourself up for disappointment. Yeah, so as long as you are taking consistent action, you are consistently growing your audience and your leads, and you're sharing really good content to these people, then you will have consistently, a pipeline of sales, right? And then you will have some higher pay periods and potentially some lower ones. And this is definitely the case, especially when you have like a simple business model where you might only have the one offer. Yeah. And I'm not a fan of false scarcity and, creating that kind of urgency for no reason at all. Yeah. And so I may do sort of 4 promotions in the year, and that's often my biggest pay periods. Yeah. And then in between, I do have little dips and, good months and bad months. But I accept that's all part of my business model. As long as I am trending upwards, I'm winning. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions around that or consistency or anything else, really. You can drop them in the comments, because I am now going to answer the last question that I have that was pre-sent to me. So if you don't have any questions, I will end my Facebook Live very, very shortly. The last question that I have is, what's the simplest system for generating organic leads and making sales? So I received these 5 questions, and one of them came into the group, and 4 of them were in my DMs. I kind of put them in an order so it kind of flows, so it's kind of a little bit relevant to the previous one as well. All right. So what's the simplest system for generating organic leads and making sales? Right. Content. Content is the simplest way of generating leads, making sales, right? Content, relationship building, connection, conversations, and providing genuine value is absolutely the simplest way, right, of generating leads and making sales. There's no other way, right? So, looking lovely, Anne. Thank you. Thank you so much. So start by identifying your audience's problems, pain points, beliefs. Yeah. So last week I shared a training on the 5 types of content that converts, that is really helpful for converting high ticket offers. So I'm not going to go into this in detail, but you've got to really understand your audience. Again, it comes back to my previous one around niching and so on that I was saying. If your audience is broad and vague and wide, then this is going to be so much harder, right? But if you've got a very niched audience, then understand their pain points, understand their beliefs, right? And create content that addresses this, right? And help them to shift their beliefs and help them and give them value to actually help them to, even have a mini shift to solve a small problem, right? And engage with your audience. I mean, connection is what so many people are craving, right? So engage with your audience, engage with their posts, engage in the comments. I respond to absolutely every single comment. Yeah. And that really helps with my own visibility. And it also really helps with building strong connections, right? And having messenger conversations. And this, now, let me be really clear. This is not about spamming or, cut and paste, appointment setter type conversations. This is about the more genuine you can be in the connection and the conversations that you have, the much higher chance you're going to have of making sales, right? Nurturing, this is called nurturing, right? And really focus on providing solutions rather than hard sell. Yeah. Because generosity doesn't go unnoticed. Yeah. People will pay attention and they will wonder, well, if she's so helpful, imagine what more I'm going to get if I actually become a client. Yeah, that's how people think. So, send friend requests to your ideal target market and let your marketing do the work. Let your marketing do the work. Let your content do the work. And I'm going to repeat this again, sending cold messages like, unfortunately, a lot of appointment setters do, and asking really basic questions like, so what is it that you do? I'm like, I'm always kind and courteous to absolutely everyone in my DMs, but I will not respond to someone who's just, I don't mind people trying to sell me in the DMs, but it does not bother me at all. And I have bought from service providers who have slid into my DMs and started having conversations with me and then sold something to me. So I've bought through the DMs. But when someone starts a conversation with a question like, so what is it that you do? I'm like, okay, I'll just scroll past. I'll just ignore that message, because it's like, you have paid, you haven't even, spent a moment to figure out what it is that I do, right? So make genuine connections. That's my kind of strong recommendation. And, and don't cut and paste, because that is what I refer to as the churn and burn method, right? Because it works for appointment setters who are like reaching out to 100 people every single day, and they're cutting, pasting messages. And, it's the churn and burn method. And sure, they might get a tiny, 1 or 2 people out of 100 who might actually engage in those conversations. But yeah, that is not what I do or like. Let me know, gorgeous ladies, if you have anything else that I can help you with. Otherwise, I am going to love you and leave you. My goal was to come in here for about 30 minutes, so I am nearly there. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. If you have any questions while watching the replay, any business-related questions that you would like me to answer, I will be happy to answer them. So make sure you tag me so I get notified, and I will hop back in here and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you for being here. I love doing these free business coaching sessions because I often don't have a lot of preparation. I check the answer. I check the questions before I hop on here, but it's like, that's really easy. I can talk about that because this is what I do with my coaching clients day in, day out. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.